Time now to answer today's AT&T mobility question. Last Cubs pitcher to record strikeout number 1,000 with the Chicago Cubs. Carlos Zambrano did it back in 2007. Kerry Wood is on the 1,000 strikeout list. Fergie Jenkins leads the way by a pretty wide margin. Big Z will not face the Cubs next week in Miami. Looking at the Miami rotation, Joe Mathers in for Alfonso Soriano with the Cubs leading by 8.
He may not be scheduled to start against the Cubs, but
might
not out of the question that he could get a pinch hit at bat. Yeah.
Yeah, he's slated to pitch Saturday versus Houston. But they have an off day Monday, which means he would probably not go again until the day after the Cubs leave Miami. Ozzie Guillen is scheduled to have his first game back in the dugout at the start of that Cubs series. There'll be a lot of media attention that night.
Oh my. Yeah, we might want to get to the ballpark a little bit earlier than normal, which for you means you got to be there at 7 in the morning.
Well, that's the first time we'll have seen that new ballpark.
Yeah.
I want to get there a little early. Check it out. Hara strikes out. You can check out the new aquarium. Hello. Stay tuned for a sneak peek of the Three Stooges, the movie, later in the game. I know you were wondering, will they still have the mermaids? I would assume so.
I think a lot of fans around the National League are wondering that very thing. That's what they're called, the mermaids? I didn't realize that, I guess.
Yeah, I believe so. And then they added the mermen or the mer butlers or whatever they call them.
The manatees.
The manatees. That's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll talk about a home field advantage. If you're not familiar, the mermaids are a group of
cheerleaders.
Let's call them cheerleaders. And they always perform right in front of the visiting dugout. Talk about a distraction.
Who wants it? Oh, Garza's going to catch it. And a hug from Castro after a minor collision. Usually the pitcher gets out of the way, but this one was hit essentially right to Garza, and you had 6 guys right in the area.
And you know, Castro's on a dead run. Laher's moving across at an angle looking up into the sun. We talked about it in that Washington series when Steven Strasburg ran off the mound and Starlin Castro's little floater dropped for a base hit right in front of the mound. Pitcher's job usually is to direct traffic. Make sure that your infielders don't run into each other, but when they're on a dead sprint like that, pitcher's a good enough athlete. He should be able to catch a pop up on the mound, and that time Garza handled it himself.
Two strikes on Morgan. Morgan is starring in a new PETA promo campaign advocating pet adoption from animal shelters. He had previously adopted a kitten from a Milwaukee shelter and named him Slick Willie. I would agree with Morgan. You're going to get a pet, adopt from a shelter. A lot of pets who need a good home. One ball, two strikes. Reds came back to tie that game in Washington. They're 2-2 in the bottom of the 10th. They got 2 in the 9th to send it to extras. Castro out. Johnson in, and nobody can get him.
He couldn't throw it out there any better than that. Just over a sprinting Starlin Castro in front of Reed Johnson. Wynn really knocked that one down. Joe Mather finally backing up the play, scoops it up and holds Morgan to a single.
Morgan has both Milwaukee hits. And Brad Lidge gave it up. It was an RBI single, two-run single by Ryan Ludwig, sending that game into extras in Washington. Speaking of the Reds, Joey Votto will be honored here in Chicago in 9 days by the National Italian American Sports Hall of Fame. Be the Athlete of the Year. Jim Corno, president of CSN Chicago, has been named the 2012 Sportsman of the Year. So congrats to Jim. Mike Piazza will join Sarah Kustok as the co-MCs of that event. Should be fun. 1-2 on Ryan Braun. Lined to DeJesus to end the inning. Just 2 hits today for the Brewers, and Garza cruising along, leading 8-0.
Pull on those gardening gloves, grab the nearest spade, and let's see how colorful an afternoon can be. With certified advice to help us expand our palette and prices that give us more spring per dollar, we can mix the right soil with the right ideas and bring even more color to any garden. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Lay down a new look with Earth Grow Mulch, now 3 bags for just $10.
Exciting things are happening at Burger King, like the new chicken wraps for $1 this weekend. Crispy chicken, 7 kinds of lettuce, ranch or honey mustard dressing wrapped in a flour tortilla. Try the new chicken wraps for just $1 each. Only this weekend at Burger King.
Today, with the swipe of a comb, the last gray-haired man on Earth disappeared.
This is how the gray era met its end. Just for Men Auto Stop. It's a breakthrough. No mix, no mess. It just combs in. And the formula shuts off at just the right color for the perfect look every time. It's foolproof. New, Just for Men Auto Stop. Gray is over.
With DirecTV Cinema, you can order Hollywood's biggest hits right from your mobile phone.
Pretty cool.
Simply text ORDER to 223322 anytime from your mobile phone. Then type in the movie you want to watch or choose from a list of the hottest new releases.
Okay, I'd like that if you don't mind.
There's no phone line or broadband connection required and no ordering fees.
What? That's amazing.
The best of the big screen is only a text away with DirecTV Cinema. Text order to 223322 today.
Let's take a look at our Coors Light freeze cam. Well, Zach Greinke leaving some pitches up, especially in that third inning, and the Cubs took advantage. 7 hits, 6 runs that inning. They would chase him out of the game in the 4th. As Matt Garza leads off against Manny Parra here in the bottom of the 6th. Greinke wasn't wild today per se. He walked only 1, struck out 5, but threw too many hittable pitches, I guess. And our Burger King box score, everybody pitching in, including Brian LaHare. I love the spin on it. Somebody's got to make the outs.
Otherwise, you'd hit forever.
We'll see if Brian agrees with that theory. We'll mention that after the game. Always good to mention it after a big win.
Yeah, we've got a few innings this ball game left. Brian may still turn out to be a big part of the offense.
That's right. Nobody at home plate knew where that ball was. Garza didn't know. Lucroy had no clue. Field and Culbreth, the home plate umpire, was looking around. The ball bounced behind the plate. The guys from California. Manny Parra is from Sacramento. And Garza from Fresno. 2-2. Four punch outs now for Parra. Curious to see the new look St. Louis Cardinals this weekend. Off to a 5-2 start. Again, Lance Berkman probably won't play this weekend. No Albert Pujols, no Tony La Russa, no Dave Duncan, who's on an extended leave of absence. But they're hitting over 300 as a team, getting good, solid starting pitching. And they lead the league with 12 home runs. Ho hum. One to Jesus, and he gets hit.
Well, nobody likes to get hit by a pitch, but if you have to, that's a pretty good spot right in the wallet.
Ball 1 to Darwin Barney. The Nationals gave it up in the 9th, but won it in the 10th over the Reds on a wild pitch. Alfredo Simone's wild pitch. 3-2 Nationals. The play by Gonzalez. The flip to Weeks. They turn it. And that's the inning. They're throwing it around the horn, but I think they forgot about the strikeout to start the inning. What a play by Alex Gonzalez.
This lets us know every time someone takes home a new Nissan.
Every minute, someone buys a new Nissan. It's no wonder when you're named the country's most innovative car company, and they'll be going really fast during Nissan's Sale a Minute event. Save up to $3,150 on Altima or Lease Sentra, $169. Event ends soon. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Hurry in to your local Nissan dealer.
Not a minute too soon.
Want total access to Major League Baseball? Then you need Xfinity and MLB Network. You'll get over 125 live regular season games with live look-ins from around the league, plus 24/7 inside access, so you're there for all of baseball's biggest stories. With Xfinity from Comcast, the best seat in the house is in your house. Sign up for the HD Premier XF Triple Play, or ask about other bundles starting as low as $99 a month for a year. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call today.
You plant, you mow, you grow, you dream. Meet the new definition of durability, the John Deere Select Series. With endless possibilities, what will you create? The new Select Series X310 with power steering is here. Drive one today at your John Deere dealer.
Sunday, Starlin Castro and the Cubs do battle with the world champion St. Louis Cardinals. Don't miss a minute of the action as these Central Division rivals duke it out in St. Louis. Coverage begins at 12:30 with Subaru Cubs pregame live. Cubs Cards, Sunday at 12:30 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
All Cubs today. They needed a game like this.
Not only offensively, Len, but take some of the heat off the pitching staff. Guys, up until this point, have felt like they needed to be nearly perfect to have any chance to win a ball game whatsoever. But with an 8-run lead, that Garza just rocking and firing out there, throwing strikes.
Corey Hart swings away and bounces to Stewart. One pitch, one out. Three-time NBA champion with the Bulls, Dickie Simpkins, will conduct the stretch coming up. Called strike to Gamble, who's grounded out 2 times. Right down the middle. Tim Dillard in the Milwaukee bullpen. Foul tip is Clevenger able to hold on. Strikeout number 6 for Garza. He's tall.
Yes, he is. I mean, we've got a great vantage point up here in the press box looking down on the field, but about 2 feet higher than we are right now.
Gonzalez starting that double play. One of the best defensive shortstops in the game. Has been for a long time. And a fly ball out toward Joe Mather is going to call off Reed Johnson. Dickie Simpkins with the 7th inning stretch.
Guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, former Chicago Bull Dickie Simpkins.
All right, Cub fans, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and I don't care if I never get back. Be root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some more runs.
The 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Captain Morgan. Raise your glass always in moderation. To life, love, and loot.
Tomorrow, there's been a massive takeover on MS-1. We can send in one man. Snow. God, I hate it.
Critics are locked in for Laga. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and loads of fun. It's ridiculously entertaining.
Here's an apple and a gun. Don't talk to strangers. Shoot them.
The most entertaining action movie of the year.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's Die Hard meets Blade Runner.
Impact with the Eastern Seaboard in 3, 2, 1.
Lockout, rated PG-13, starts tomorrow.
We'll take 2 chicken pot pie.
The KFC Chunky Chicken Pot Pie. Freshly baked with our signature recipe and loaded with chunks of chicken and vegetables. Try it now, just $3.99.
Classic, man.
Yeah, classic.
This color is gorgeous.
That's 70% off. Maybe we could get carpet for Lucy's room, too.
Good call.
At Luna, get 70% off your entire purchase.
773-202. Luna.
The 7th annual Chicago Cubs Charities Race to Wrigley, presented by Athletico, coming up this Saturday, April 14th. Starting at Clark and Addison, you'll run through the Wrigleyville neighborhood along the Wrigley Field concourse and finish under the famous marquee. This year, runners who raise $1,000 or more for Children's Memorial Hospital will run a post-race victory lap around the bases. To register, go to racetowrigley.com. All Cubs here today. A couple of changes for the Brewers as Tim Dillard is on, and there's the new first baseman, Travis Ishikawa, as Starlin Castro grounds out. And there's a side-winding Tim Dillard. Great to have with us in the booth, former Chicago Bull, owner of 3 championship rings, Dickie Simpkins, who can sing a little bit. I had no idea.
I don't know about that. I tried to bring my Barry White voice today.
Boy, did you ever.
You did.
All the women were swooning down there in the stands.
Bob says you start low and slow. Well, welcome to Wrigley Field.
Well, thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
It's good to have the Cubs leading big here in the late innings. Joe Mather with his first at bat today. And you have stayed very busy since your playing days, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been dibbling and dabbling in basketball still, TV with ESPN, TV analyst, college basketball, doing NBA scouting for my former teammate Michael Jordan, staying busy around the grassroots, and dibbling and dabbling a little everything.
A little motivational speaking.
Motivational speaking,
yeah.
Yes.
Mather bounces to his tourist. Nice play by Ishikawa at the other end. Now, do you talk to youth groups, kids? What sorts of groups do you speak to?
I speak to all motivational speaking to all groups, business groups, kids, high schools, college.
What do you tell
kids.
high school kids, for instance?
Well, my message is pretty simple. I mean, it's all about listening, it's all about hard work, and it's all about determination. It's really simple, those 3 things. And I know it's a lot of things going on with high school kids, a lot of distractions, peer pressure, but if they focus on those 3 things, it will really help them be close to being successful in life.
Well, I like that first point, listening. So many times people don't really listen. They just wait for their turn to talk.
Absolutely. I mean, I tell everybody I speak to, it's a difference between hearing and listening. My mother, who was my mentor, told me if I listen, I will learn a lot and I'll be able to apply it.
1-1 on Ian Stewart.
You still play any hoops anymore? You get together with some of your neighbors or some of your buddies and bang it around out there in the driveway?
I'm a health club all-star now. You know, I go to the health club and try to dominate a little bit on the court. So I get out there a little bit once in a while. And then I spend a lot of time working with my own kids, my daughter, my son. The younger two haven't started teaching them yet, but my older kids, I get out on the court and work with them.
That's the thing about baseball. It's not like guys retire from baseball and then find a pickup game, but at least basketball, tennis, you know, golf, those are sports. Even after you retire, you can still play.
Yeah, I can imagine it may be tough to grab a couple of guys to get a pickup baseball game going.
Dickie, thanks for stopping by today. We appreciate it. Nice job with the stretch.
Thank you for having me. The Cubs are winning, so hopefully they'll have me back.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
We have more than 3,000 daily flights on Southwest Airlines, and that gives you thousands of options to fly. Where you want, when you want. Starting June 3rd, you can fly our new nonstop service from Midway to Oklahoma City for just $160 one way. Book all of our destinations only at Southwest.com.
Like the Rockies themselves, Coors Banquet Beer is an American original. It's only brewed in one place, Golden, Colorado, because that's where we find our Rocky Mountain water and the best high country barley. Now maybe that's uncompromising, and maybe brewing up here means an extra trip or two. But as you know, originals follow their own road. Coors, the banquet beer.
Get everything you need for less during the Menards Project Day sale. Get a beautiful lawn with Schultz. Seeding soil is specially formulated for starting new lawns or repairing bare spots on existing lawns. It feeds for up to 3 months. Get 2 bags for just $6. Rubber-made Gentry vinyl mailboxes feature a convenient rear door and have a durable construction that won't rust, crack, or dent. Available in white, black, or brown. $39.99 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
The Chicago Sports News Nightly on Sportsnet Central, presented by AT&T Uverse. Coming up tonight at 6:30, the Blackhawks in Phoenix for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And the Bulls host the Heat. Join Pat Boyle and Mark Shanowski for Sportsnet Central, presented by AT&T Uverse. Tonight at 6:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Jonathan Taves will play tonight for the Blackhawks in Phoenix. Cubs trying to get that Chicago mojo working early today.
Absolutely. Make it a great doubleheader.
An 8-0 lead.
Triple header, yeah.
Bulls and Heat, right? Garza here in the 8th. Lucroy trying to dunk one into right, and he does.
Kind of a slashing swing this time from Lucroy. Gets underneath that pitch down and in. Got up into the wind and died in front of David DeJesus. Always a danger of overrunning that ball. A lot of side English when it hit the grass out there in right field, but David able to stay in front and hold Lucroy to a single.
1-1 to his Turris. He's on a minor league contract over the offseason. Been with the Blue Jays, Dodgers, Cubs, Pirates, Cardinals, Orioles, and now the Brewers.
And something he'll always have on his resume is the fact that he was traded for a Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer, Greg Maddux.
That was the Dodgers and the Cubs. Trade deadline 2006. And he pops it up. Clevenger right behind home plate. Hitting the road like we are. Well, take the Cubs with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Cubs out of market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Cubs.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Travis Ishikawa just entered the game in the bottom of the 7th. Well, you know, the key is to win. That's the goal every day. But you do get to this point in a baseball game. 8th inning, leading 8-0. Start thinking about a possible complete game and a shutout. Don't get a ton of opportunities these days as a starting pitcher to do really either of those two things.
Well, and you know, the nature of Major League Baseball nowadays, pitch count comes into play as well. A lot of times a guy gets a plug pulled on him before he has an opportunity to pitch a complete game because of pitch count alone. Garza with that last delivery up to 95. Quick double play ball would be nice right here.
One double play turned by the Cubs today back in the 2nd. Jamie Moyer's still in there for the Rockies today, but he's trailing the Giants 2-0 in the 6th. Ishikawa strikes out.
Good breaking ball that time by Matt Garza. He's relied, as usual, mostly on his fastball in this game today, but a good hard slider that time right underneath the bat of the left-handed swinging Ishikawa for strike 3.
After blowing a 9th inning lead yesterday, Detroit got back in the win column 7-2 over Tampa Bay. Colin Ballister got the win in relief. Jeff Neiman took the loss for the Rays. Former Cub Carlos Pena in a loss hit his 3rd homer of the season. He's hitting .429. He hits 2nd again.
You think he stepped out of the box at all today?
Yes. Probably more than once.
Very deliberate with his at-bats, but talk about whatever makes you tick, whatever works, and certainly working for Carlos this year.
Twins lead the Angels 10-8 in the top of the ninth, but the Angels have a run in, 2 on, nobody out against Matt Capps. Trumbo is homered for the Angels. Mauer, Morneau, and Willingham. Already his 4th homer, Josh Willingham, for the Twins. They have 20 hits. And speaking of the Twins, and we'll see them at Target Field, but congrats to a former Cubs radio announcer, Corey Provis, who is now the lead radio voice of the Twins. Working with your former teammate, Dan Gladden.
I got a call from Danny Gladden asking me for the advance report on Corey Provis, so hopefully Corey will be able to live up to all the pub I gave him to Dan Gladden.
What did you tell him? First ball fastball hitter?
Yeah. Strike breaking ball hitter. Good base runner.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Still throwing 95 in the 8th inning. 8 strikeouts for Garza. Cubs lead 8-0 late.
An accident doesn't have to slow you down. With better car replacement, available only with Liberty Mutual Auto Insurance. If your car is totaled, we give you the money for a car 1 model year newer. Visit a local Chicago office for details. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
Prove the weather report wrong. Again, and again, and again. X-Drive Intelligent All-Wheel Drive. Now on 26 BMW models. Visit your local BMW center today and let us make your first 2 payments on a 328i with X-Drive.
If you believe the Mayan calendar, on December 21st, polar shifts will reverse the Earth's gravitational pull and hurtle us all into space, which would render retirement planning unnecessary. But say the sun rises on December 22nd and you still need to retire? TD Ameritrade's investment consultants can help you build a plan that fits your life. We'll even throw in up to $600 when you open a new account or roll over an old 401k. So who's in control now, Mayans?
Hi, I'm David Kaplan with a Sportsnet Central update. Huge night tonight. We'll update Derrick Rose's playing status with a live preview of the Bulls and Heat from the Madhouse on Madison. Plus, our Sarah Kustok live with the Hawks. They're in Phoenix. They embark on Game 1 of their Stanley Cup journey. Much more on these stories tonight on CTL at Sportsnet Central. Now back to Len and Bob at Wrigley.
All right, Cap, thank you. Chika Aoki is in for Corey Hart. Tim Dillard in his 2nd inning of work. 8-0 Cubs. 6 in the 3rd, 2 more in the 4th. Drilled out into left center for a base hit. He's on the board.
That's right. He just wanted to let his teammates have all the fun early, and he'll have his fun late. Boy, that's a nice piece of hitting. Sinking, tailing fastball down low and away. Brian stayed right on it and found that gap in left center.
So all these starting position players have a hit in this game. Pitcher Garza with 3 strikeouts, but that's all right. Clevenger toward right, through his 3rd hit. Don't even have to look it up. That's a career high 3 hits.
Center fielder number 5, Range.
You mentioned Matt Garza hitless on the afternoon. Told the story many times in the past. Former Cub and a former teammate of mine with the San Francisco Giants, now a fine announcer for the Giants along with Dwayne Kuiper. Mike Krukow said his goal every start was to go 0 for 4 because that meant he was in the game long enough to get 4 at bats. He didn't care about his batting average, obviously, with that swing he had. And if the 9-hitter in the lineup gets 4 at bats, that means everybody above you has been busy, been on base, scored some runs, gotten their hits. It's usually a pretty good formula for a victory. Have your pitcher go 0 for 4.
Well, Garza's on deck, and he's looking for his first complete game since September 21st of last year versus Milwaukee, 7-1. AT&T U-verse multi-view. First 2 have reached here in the 8th. With 3 career shutouts, the last of which was a no-hitter versus Detroit 2 years ago. Grounded foul.
Sometimes I don't know how Reed Johnson gets a bat on a ball.
Hello.
I mean, Dillard with that sidearm delivery. It's a lot of movement, a lot of late tailing action into a right-hander. Watch where this pitch ends up. And he's still able to foul it off and stay alive in the at-bat. Pretty nice emergency swing that time. Reed wasn't quite so sure. That one was close enough to the zone. Early here in the crowd today. It's a good emergency swing. A pitch that was close to the bottom of the strike zone once again with a lot of tailing, sinking action, and pounded it into the dirt by home plate. It was going to have to throw one more.
We'll go 5-3 as Torres turns the double play. Nice hand for Matt Garza. 36,311, the paid crowd today. Breaking ball missed the inside corner. Minnesota held on, beat the Angels 10-9 in Target Field. So 2 in a row for Minnie after losing the first 4. Former Cub Jeff Gray got the win in relief. Swing and a miss. So Garza has pulled a Mike Krukow today.
Well, as promised earlier in the game, and we never break our promise, here's a sneak peek at the Three Stooges, the movie.
Tomorrow, one comedy is a no-brainer.
Those three idiots are here.
The Kardashian girls?
No,
Where are they?
The Stooges.
The Three Stooges.
Rated PG.
Tomorrow.
While others are content to imitate, we'll continue to innovate. The Lexus RX. Why settle for a copy when you can own the original? See your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer.
Exciting things are happening at Burger King, like the new chicken wraps for $1 this weekend. Crispy chicken, 7 kinds of lettuce, ranch or honey mustard dressing wrapped in a flour tortilla. Try the new chicken wraps for just $1 each. Only this weekend at Burger King.
Pull on those gardening gloves, grab the nearest spade, and let's see how colorful an afternoon can be. With certified advice to help us expand our palette and prices that give us more spring per dollar, we can mix the right soil with the right ideas and bring even more color to any garden. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Lay down a new look with Earth Grow Mulch, now 3 bags for just $10.
Cubs fans, get ready for an exciting finish. Brought to you by New Finish Car Polish and the #1 rated scratch remover, Scratch Doctor.
Coming up after the game, stick around for Horseshoe Casino Cubs post-game live. Cap and Holly break down the game and preview the Cubs' next matchup. Don't miss Horseshoe Casino Cubs post-game live immediately following the game right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend.
Hey, fans, want to see a Cubs game from the front row at Wrigley Field? Now you can. Visit Cubs.com and click on the CBOE Front Row Seats auction to bid on tickets in the front row behind home plate and along the first base line. Front row seats will be auctioned off to every game all season long, so go to Cubs.com and check out the CBOE Front Row Seats auction today.
We've had some fun today. Cubs got 6 in the third, 2 more in the fourth, and Matt Garza has been as good as we've seen him as he tries to complete his 9th career game and pick up his 4th major league shutout. Matt will start this 9th inning with 103 pitches. No problem. Inside to Morgan, who was having a little fun with a fan in the 3rd row near the on deck circle. There's Sean Camp, just in case, wearing a Duncan Keith Blackhawks jersey, and Morgan was giving him the shark signal. He's a big San Jose Sharks fan. It's thrown out by Castro. Judd Surratt and I are going to do a little advanced scouting on the Sharks this weekend in St. Louis.
Nice.
A lot happening in the Gateway City.
Well, now the Duncan Keith fan has the last laugh.
Ryan Braun this week getting a little taste of what he's going to hear the rest of the season. Doesn't seem to really have affected him one bit. Garza ready for a 2-1 to Braun. 2-2. 2 complete games for Garza last year in his first season with the Cubs. Trying to get his record to within 1 of the 500 mark overall in his career. He's 52-54.
It's hard to believe that with the stuff we see from Matt Garza almost every time he steps on that mound that he's trying to get his career record back to 500, which once again is a good illustration that one lost record is not the only way to evaluate a pitcher. So much of it is out of his control, whether his team scores runs for him or not, whether they make plays for him defensively. Apparently David Crosby felt he went.
Yeah.
Breaking ball in the dirt from Matt Garza. There was a great shot on our pitch tracks that we showed on that replay. Everything that Matt Garza had thrown in this at bat was down there from the top of the kneecaps to the bottom of the kneecaps until that last pitch was up a little bit. He's trying to keep the ball down on Ryan Braun. Look at that spray chart. Pitch number 7, the last one that was fouled off, was up around belt high, but everything else down there at the knees or below.
Oh, nasty curveball to get him.
Filthy.
Almost an unhittable pitch.
We talked about it early in the game. That's a pitch that he doesn't use nearly as much as he has in the past, that overhand curveball, but picks a right spot to drop it in here on Ryan Braun and able to strike him out. 1 out away from a complete game. Shutout for Matt Garza.
Only 3 hits for the Brewers. Aoki. Strike 1. They haven't had a runner past second base, in fact, and haven't put anybody in scoring position since the first. Strike 2. He's feeling it.
Yes, he is.
Notice he's working just a little faster now. He's usually pretty deliberate.
That's right where he wanted to throw that 0-2 curveball. I don't know if you noticed Steve Clevenger, after he gave the universal number 2 for the curveball, he banged his glove on home plate. He wanted that ball down, hoping to get Aoki to chase. And now go back to work in the 1-2 count.
And he's run it full. Still throwing 95 here in the 9th inning. I mentioned for most guys he wouldn't be rushing, but for him maybe a little bit. So just a deep breath to calm down. And the 3-2 pitch. Bounce back to Garza. And he throws it into the stands. You know, it's when that ball was hit back to him, I got a little nervous.
Well, we saw him on a comebacker earlier in the ball game run toward first base and throw it underhanded. Didn't have the luxury of doing it on this particular chopper out in front of the mound. Oh, my. Had to hold that one.
Well, the problem now, Dale Swaim is out. The problem is, Bob, he's had 119 pitches. And that's going to be it. Dale Swaim doesn't want to let him throw 130 in his second start of the season. Good hand from this crowd. The Honda call to the pen. Sean Camp is in.
Tell us about the Accord.
Car and driver's 10 best.
How many times?
A record 26 times.
Interesting.
What about safety?
Overall 5-star safety rating.
Interesting.
It's perfect.
不要太过分。
我知道，可是我太喜欢。
不要让他知道。
可是好漂亮。
让我解决，看我办事。So Brian, what kind of deal are we looking at here?
We have some really good offers going on right now.
Really?
Really.
Okay, we'll take it.
好极了，现在我开始准备文件。
Well-qualified buyers can get an Accord for 0.9% financing and no first month payment during the Really Big Sales event. Real deals, big inventory at your Honda dealer.
Hi, Mom. I got it.
Bravo, Alex. You're officially an actress. And waitress, dog walker, and flyer hand router, but mostly an actress. You just booked the coveted role of coffee patron number 4.
I even have a line. My line is a latte, please. I don't know, is she French, you know? Latte, please.
Good thing AT&T gives you unlimited calling to any mobile, so you can call everyone.
I know I have to say latte, but I feel like my character would drink tea.
Get unlimited calling to any mobile phone on any network when you get unlimited messaging. Rethink possible.
Like the Rockies themselves, Coors Banquet Beer is an American original. It's only brewed in one place, Golden, Colorado, because that's where we find our Rocky Mountain water and the best high country barley. Now maybe that's uncompromising, and maybe brewing up here means an extra trip or two. But as you know, originals follow their own road. Coors, the banquet beer.
It's a Honda call to the pen. And it's veteran right-hander Sean Camp after the two-base error by Matt Garza. Dale Swaim, Bob, did not take Matt Garza out because he threw the ball away. He took him out because he had thrown 119 pitches. Well, the Cubs have been this close to 2 complete games, and the only reason Samardzija and Garza don't have them are because of errors, throwing errors.
Yep.
Here's the 0-1 to George Kataris, pinch hitting. He hit the game-winning homer yesterday.
It's such a hard thing to figure out how a guy can stand out on the mound and throw 95-mile-per-hour fastballs right where he wants to, drop curveballs on the outside corner to left-handed hitters, but has all kinds of trouble picking up a ground ball and tossing it to a first baseman.
This should do it. Castro up with it. Low throw. LaHare picks it. Cubs win. A combined 3-hit shutout. Matt Garza got oh so close before the error. Sean Camp comes on and gets the final out. And everybody happy. Today's GMC player of the game, the starter and the winner, Matt Garza.
Maybe as good as we've seen him certainly in a long time. Really had good command of 3 pitches today. Broke out the old curveball that he kind of scrapped at the end of the season last year. Still had the good heater in the mid-90s. Real solid slider. Just worked his way right through this Brewers lineup today.
So the Cubs hit the road for the first time this season after finishing a homestand at 2-5. Well, that'll do it for Bob Brenly, our producer John Walsh, our director Todd Benjaminson, our associate producer Tamara Anderson, our tech manager Mark Harper, Paula Ostroba, our stage manager in the booth, the executive producer of Comcast Sportsnet, Jim Corno Jr., and our great crew. This is Len Casper saying so long from Wrigley. We will see you again Sunday. Cubs and Cardinals from St. Louis at 1. In-game scoring provided by ScorePad. And you've been watching Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, now part of the NBC Sports Group.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan back here in our downtown Chicago studios. Up next, a winning edition of Horseshoe Casino Cubs post-game live. We'll hear live from Cubs skipper Dale Swaim, from winning pitcher Matt Garza plus Todd Hollandsworth. He's by my side to break it all down. We'll be right back.
Tell us about the Accord.
Car and driver's 10 best.
How many times?
A record 26 times.
Interesting.
What about safety?
Overall 5-star safety rating.
Interesting.
It's perfect.
不要太过分，
我知道，可是我太喜欢。
不要让他知道。
可是好漂亮。
让我解决，看我办事。
So, Brian, what kind of deal are we looking at here?
We have some really good offers going on right now.
Really?
Really.
Okay, we'll take it.
好极了，现在我开始准备文件。
Well-qualified buyers can get an Accord for 0.9% financing and no first month's payment during the Really Big Sales event. Real deals, big inventory at your Honda dealer.
The Chicago Cubs strongly encourage the use of public transportation. The CTA offers a variety of options, including the Red Line, which stops right at Wrigley Field at the Addison Station. If you must drive, try the remote parking operation at DeVry University. Located near the Addison and Rockwell intersection, the remote lot offers parking and an express bus for just $6. For another option, try riding your bike. The Cubs provide a free bike check at the car wash at Clark and Waveland. For more details, call the CTA hotline at 773-836-7000 or visit Cubs.com.
I just wanted to say a few words. Thank you for the lovely meal, Jane.
Mom.
And maybe this is just the cake talking, but let's celebrate.
Buy any KFC 10-piece meal or larger and get a free double chocolate chip cake.
Times are good, aren't they, kids? It's nice having U-verse, isn't it? See, back in my day, we didn't have these newfangled wireless receivers. We had to watch basketball in the living room. That's where the TV outlet was. And if Mom was hosting a book club that day, guess what? You missed it. We couldn't just move the TV all willy-nilly all over the house. Kids today have it so good.
Okay.
The new wireless receiver, only from AT&T. Get U-verse TV for $29 a month for 6 months. AT&T.
Sunday, the Cubs are in St. Louis for a showdown with their arch rivals. Tune in as Chicago takes on the World Series champion Cardinals. Coverage begins at 12:30 with Subaru Cubs pregame live. Cubs, Cardinals, Sunday at 12:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Nissan. Get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on. Innovation for all. Xfinity. Your home for the most live sports. Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Midas. For brakes, oil changes, and tires. Trust the Midas touch. AT&T. The nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Honda. Visit your local Chicagoland Honda dealer for more information on current offers. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Horseshoe Casino.
This should do it. Castro up with it. Low throw. LaHare picks it. Cubs win.
Cubs win 8-0. Matt Garza absolutely dominant today. Cubs bang out 11 singles, and they win the ball game over the Brewers to salvage one of the 4-game set. Welcome to our Cubs post-game live show presented by our friends at Horseshoe Casino, along with Todd Hollandsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Okay, Garza, Greinke. Outstanding matchup on paper. For Zach Greinke, it jumped the tracks pretty early. Garza was fabulous. Your thoughts?
Cubs offense was fantastic today. They were aggressive. They came out swinging the bats. They didn't swing at the slider, the cutter, low and away. They forced Zach up in the zone, and they made him pay. A bunch of hits in a row produced a 6-run inning. Follow that up with another 2-run inning. You get the cushion. What's Matt Garza do? He goes out and throws strike one from then on out. Dominant stuff, all 4 pitches working for him, and he stayed aggressive. No walks, awesome.
If you have a question for the former Rookie of the Year, Holly, you can ask it via Twitter. Use the hashtag CSN Cubs, or you can log on to csnchicago.com. Click the Submit Comments and Questions tab. It is our Horseshoe Casino Submit a Question segment. We'll get some in before the end of the show. Time now for our Sports Authority Play of the Game. It's Alfonso Soriano. going the other way for a 2 RBI single, Holly.
We talk about progress, what Alfonso Soriano has been doing in spring training, how he's tried to change his game. How many times have we seen that pitch made by the opposing pitcher, by the opposition, and we see a swing and a miss? It's a broken bat, base hit to right. It produces 2 runs, but it was all about what was going on between the ears with Alfonso Soriano. He took what was being given to him right there. It's not pretty, but they all count.
Now, I had a chance to interview him before the game. He talked about going through the iPad and looking at all that. We'll get to more of it. Let's go hear from manager Dale Swain, brought to you by our friends at Xfinity.
Put Aoki in. Corey could have had a 1 pitch at bat, but we got it. Unfortunately, we might have just witnessed the greatest worst throw of all time. Yeah, it was unfortunate. The ball slips out of your hand at that point, but it was. But I just couldn't let him go out and have another 10 pitch at bat or something like that to the next guy. It would have been too much.
Did he say anything to you at that point?
No. I think he was in complete shock.
He didn't seem to happy
No.
himself.
It'll take, his personality will take him a little time to calm down from that. So, but he pitched one heck of a game. It was impressive. Not a lot of stress through any of the innings or anything like that. It was nice the offense to have a nice day and get a lot of big hits with guys in scoring position, back to back to back.
It looked like the approaches were good guys going up the middle on a lot of pitches today.
Yeah, there was a lot of good approaches. Got a lot of good pitches. Made Greinke get the ball up. And we took advantage of all the mistakes he made. So it was good.
Clevenger looked good up there.
He can hit. He can swing the bat. Even the last inning, he didn't give a bat away. He knew the hole was open, and he just took a little sinker and hooked it through the hole. You could see he was doing that. He's a smart hitter. He knows what he's doing, and that's why he's always hit 300 with minimal amount of strikeouts too in the minor leagues. He knows how to, with velocity guys, he knows how to just drop the head on the ball and see what happens from there. He doesn't get too big when he gets 2 strikes on him. Most of his hits in spring training were with 2 strikes.
The starting pitching so far, especially the way Garza looked, Smart just only 1 start, but really encouraging one. Records 2-5, but do you see sort of the basis for something to really work with in a big way going forward?
Well, yeah, coming in, we knew we had, some horses. We had some guys that knew how to pitch. So up to this point, we've gotten really good start in pitching. So, we get the offense going. The defense has been playing pretty good. But the bottom line is, with anything, is like today, we, getting hits. When guys are in scoring position, keeping the line moving through walks or whatever it might be, and then having those great at bats when people are in scoring position. It's not how many hits you get; it's when you get them.
Dale, how about Soriano's at bats today, and also just sort of the way he seemed to kind of flip a switch in spring training? It seems like, or since spring training,
he's been great. He's. From day one, he was, he's worked as hard as anybody. He's ran his balls out. He's done a great job. I've been extremely impressed. His at-bats have been good. He probably hits a 2-run homer today anywhere else if the wind wasn't blowing in. So he's been great. I can't say enough about him. He's been the ultimate. Always got a smile on his face, and he's been, working his butt off since day one of spring training.
All right, there he is, manager Dale Swain, a happy manager as they'll head off now for the airport and fly to St. Louis, and the Cardinals will have their home opener tomorrow afternoon. We have another member of our crew today, the great Tom Cooper. He's in the Discount Tire Interactive Suite to explain how you at home can get involved with the post-game show. Coop?
Why is it as soon as you said great, Holly laughed? I'm just wondering why, Cap.
You'll have to ask Holly. I'll ask Holly. Meanwhile, you can join in on the conversation. It's the Discount Tire Interactive Suite. Go to csnchicago.com to join the conversation. Or if you can't get to your computer, you can join the convo on Twitter using the hashtag CubsPGL. We'll have answers for your questions later in the show. But first, we have a question right off the bat. It has to do with the starting pitching. The front third of the rotation doing really well so far this year. So on Twitter, CEric4 asks, if the Cubs starting pitching continues to be this good, could the Cubs actually make the playoffs this year, Holly?
Well, I believe that it's going to be more than starting pitching that's going to get them anywhere. This has got to be a group effort, and clearly outside of today, this offense has struggled. And I'm struggling to find places where they're going to score runs. The power hasn't been there. You look at the box score today. Yes, you have the big 6-run inning, but you know what? There's 13 singles in this ballgame and only 2 doubles. Yes, the wind's blowing in a little bit, but you got to have some power somewhere to fall back on. What's going to get you out of the funks? Great day today. Yes, the starting pitching has been dynamite, but it's got to have to continue, and I think the offense has got to step up. So it's going to have to be one great starting pitching and the offense getting better for this to even really become a question.
All right. We'll have more with Coop in just a little while. Again, you can go on our website, csnchicago.com, and go to the Interactive Suite brought to you by our friends at Discount Tire. An eruption for the Cubs in the 3rd inning today. I mean, outstanding, their plate approach. You talked about it in your keys to the game, and there's the board that tells the story. 6 runs on 7 hits. I mean, they really came to swing the bats, and the approach against one of the elite arms in the game, Zach Greinke, was excellent.
Selectively aggressive. It was so good to see at bat after at bat after at bat. Not trying to do too much, going the other way, taking what he's giving you. There was a bunch of strikeout pitches by Zach Greinke in this ballgame today. Chicago Cubs hitters didn't swing at him, left them alone, spit on him, got themselves into hitters' counts, drove the balls in the gaps, stayed up the middle, went the other way, and fed off each other. Didn't want to break the chain, didn't want to be the guy to make that out, and they made it count. They got the big inning, and Matt Garza made it stand out.
And you talked about the approach against some of the sliders. Soriano dumps one into right field. We saw guys not trying to do too much. Reed Johnson, the same thing. And then when Castro got a chance there, it hung a little bit in the zone.
No, and that's what you want to do. You force Zach Greinke to make a mistake. He's not going to be perfect. Even when he's on his game, he's going to get swing and misses. But we saw the aggressive base running, putting runners in scoring position, continuing to put the pressure out on the mound. That is what you want. That's who the Cubs need to be. And if they're going to score runs this year with any type of consistency, these are the types of games they have to play.
That pitch that Soriano hit the other way, broken bat, then he steals second. I mean, that's just a different Alfonso Soriano.
Home runs are not the topic of conversation in the Cubs clubhouse this season. They are going to get back to basics. They're going to play the game the right way. At times you're going to get frustrated. At times you're going to probably become furious because they're not going to score tons and tons of runs. But as a unit, they're going to work together, and they're going to try and make this thing stand up.
Memo to Theo Epstein. Not that we're trying to tell you how to do your job, but don't go after Zach Greinke when he hits free agency. Look at those numbers. In 2 career games at Wrigley, 9 innings he's lasted combined. 14 earned runs, 17 hits.
Aggressive.
Albeit 15 punch-outs.
Again, I saw film from Zach's last start. There's not a whole lot of difference other than the discipline from the Cubs hitters. They were aggressive when they got strikes to hit, and they put good swings, and they didn't try to do too much. And that's what the St. Louis Cardinals, hot as a firecracker right now. That's who he beat. That lineup has been getting it done, and they've got power top to bottom, and there are a lot of ways to score runs. He dominated them. The Cubs today just didn't try to do too much. They took what he was giving. They laid off the sinking fastball in the zone, the cutters off the plate, the sliders down, made him get the ball up, and then shorten their swings up and put the ball in play.
All right, let's look at the pitching recap for today. The good, Matt Garza. The bad, Zach Greinke. You see Greinke there, 3 2/3, 9 hits, 8 earned runs. Didn't walk a man, but only struck out 3. And then for Garza, had every chance to complete this game. And if he missed the inning, he threw a ball right back to him into the stands. Airmailed Brian LaHaire by 30 feet. But a 3-hitter over 8 2/3, and the Cubs win.
Now, I talk about Matt Garza taking the next step. Yes, we know how talented Matt Garza is. We know what he is all about. 95 miles an hour, great curveball, good changeup, good slider. Knows how to pitch, loves the big game, loves center stage. But this was a big game for me today. This is a team that was reeling, a team that was scuffling in the Cubs, and they needed a big performance from him today. And not only did he step up, but he almost took it the distance. we got to do PFPs with him a little bit more in spring training. He still does not like to throw the ball to first base. We know that. Maybe he's going to have to run it over there. But Matt Garza, hats off today. The Cubs needed this. You showed up. You did your job, and the Cubs got a win.
And for those out there going, what did Holly just say? Tell them what PFP is.
PFPs, pitchers fielding practices, is what happens at the very beginning of spring training. You will see pitchers when all the groups together, the 40-man roster, all the invites, they'll get out there. Pitchers will get out on the mound, and the fungos will start coming out, and there'll be short balls to the left, to the right. You start throwing to the bases, and Matt Garza, boy, he gets amped up when it comes to making that. When you saw it from the third base dugout, you realize not only did he overthrow first base, but he was about 30 feet to the right.
Yeah, it wasn't
so it had no chance. I mean, Brian LaHare was a statue in that position, and Matt Garza, he's gone here before, and I know it's frustrating. We saw a bunch of this last year. I've ribbed him a little bit on my radio show about this. This is really the only area for me that he just needs to clean up. He needs to find a way to calm down, to make that play if it's running over and making a shorter throw. But when he puts himself in this position, this is happening just too many times, and it's cost him some ball games.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. All right, let's hear what Matt Garza had to say about his outing after the game.
Yeah. Like I said last week, when I start something, I intend to finish, and I was one out away. And yeah, we won. That's a plus side. But damn. Oh well, I'm back in 6 days. Yeah, I got it, saw LaHare and went, said, son of a gun. And the ball felt like I threw it, threw a changeup with rolled in dirt. Just I was like, dang it.
Some of the last year, you made this concerted effort to take a few steps and just.
Yeah, I'm fine throwing it to the bases. It's just, like I said, it slipped out. All spring I was freaking dotting him in the chest, and today just, damn it. It's, it is what it is, and I can't be pissed off at Skip. It's 120 pitches in. There's no reason to be throwing 130, 140. So it's like I said, when Samardzija got his shot, you get your one shot, and that's it. So pissed off myself, but man, we played one hell of a game. We got when we smelled blood, we really went out there and got it. I was pretty pumped up. I didn't help too much with 4 punch-outs, but those guys picked me up really well.
How does it help you that third inning to help you mentally the rest of the game?
No, I was fine. In the beginning, I just felt a little off, and then made some real quick adjustments and just fell into the rhythm. And as soon as I found that rhythm, I just didn't get out of it. Just kept going, no matter how length the inning was, how short or how long. Just found a rhythm and just tried to keep running with it.
What do you think? All right, as we head to our first break, let's check out our Cubs opinion poll questions. Matt Garza, a player you'd like to see the Cubs with long-term, or would you trade and get a package? Yes or no? Log on, CSNChicago.com. Visit the Cubs team page, cast your vote. Results later on Horseshoe Cubs Post-Game Live.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by Cholula Hot Sauce, the flavorful hot sauce with the iconic wooden cap.
A route map shows you where we go, but not how we get there. Because in this business, there are no straight lines, only the twists and turns of an unpredictable industry. So the 80,000 employees at Delta must anticipate the unexpected and never let the rules overrule common sense. This is how we tame the unwieldiness of air travel, until it's not just lines you see, it's the world.
The knowledgeable staff at Gold Coast Tickets helps the Chicagoland sports fan find the seats you want at the price you want. And you'll never pay the service fees you pay with the other guys. Visit goldcoasttickets.com now. You got a guy.
Times are good, aren't they, kids? It's nice having you verse, isn't it? See, back in my day, we didn't have these newfangled wireless receivers. We had to watch basketball in the living room. That's where the TV outlet was. And if Mom was hosting a book club that day, guess what? You missed it. We couldn't just move the TV all willy-nilly all over the house.
Oh,
Kids today have it so good.
Okay.
The new wireless receiver only from AT&T. Get UVerse TV for $29 a month for 6 months. AT&T.
Table one. They traveled all this way. Make it worth their while. Horseshoe Casino.
Play the escape game for your chance to win millions in prizes. Visit your local Horseshoe or play at TotalRewards.com.
Gerald Kia is changing the way you drive. We have the most dynamic and revolutionary vehicles from the company setting new standards in the automotive industry.
Get the new exciting 2012 Optima for only $164 a month, or the sporty 2012 Sorento for just $176 a month.
Take your drive in a whole new direction, only at Gerald Kia. Gerald Kia, just minutes from 355 and I-88, or visit us at geraldauto.com today.
Dish Network can claim what they want, but America consistently chooses DirecTV. For the best television experience, DirecTV beats Dish hands down. But don't just take our word for it. Over the last 3 years, for every customer Dish gained, DirecTV gained 8 times more. In fact, more people chose DirecTV last year than all cable and satellite companies combined. Sorry, Dish, 30 million customers can't be wrong. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
Time now for our Four Seasons heating and air conditioning. Who's hot? Who's not so hot? How about Carlos Beltran of the Cardinals? 320, good start, 3 homers, 4 RBIs. David Freese, 429 with 3 taters and 10 knocked innings. Look at Doc Halladay. They were worried about his velocity in spring training. Dirty, 2-0 with a .60 and 8 punch-outs. Who's ice cold? How about Ike Davis? 1 for 20. Michael Bourne, 3 for 24. And Tim Lincecum, the freak, looks awful. And I'm not talking about his hair. He has been just getting pounded. Club lost 17-8 last night. All right, time for our UPS store. Taking care of business play comes courtesy of David DeJesus robbing Ryan Braun in the 4th. This is making a play in the bullpen.
Oh, phenomenal catch. What a jump. What an effort. This is what we're going to have to see from the Cubs this year consistently, again, if they're going to get on that winning streak and start winning baseball games consistently. If the power's not there, you win it in other ways. You win it on the base pads. You win it with great defense. Hats off, David DeJesus. You're getting just you're becoming comfortable at Wrigley Field right now. A great effort.
Back over to Tom Cooper in the Discount Tire Interactive Suite. What you got, Coop?
We got a question about catchers here. Discount Tire Interactive Suite. Remember, you can join the conversation. The hashtag for Twitter is hashtag CubsPGL, or you can join the fun on CSNChicago.com. At SportsWiz1 with a question for you guys. The Cubs are now 2-0 with Clevenger as the starting catcher. Todd, is there something behind that?
Well, good performances behind it. And you saw it today. 3 for 4, a couple doubles, started a rally. He's catching a shutout, doing his thing. This is what you want to see. My pick today, top performer, getting it done. Great approach, not trying to do too much. And Zach Greinke taking the ball the other way, a couple of doubles, got some rallies going. Good baseball. That's the type of team we're watching this year. People at home, you know it, I know it. This is an opportunity for a lot of these guys on this ball club. If you get in there, you play well, you're going to earn yourself more playing time. It does not matter who's in front of you. Giovanni Soto, listen, it's a call. Get your game together, get going, and keep this thing moving in the right direction. Steve Clevenger's doing a fantastic job. So far, so good.
Yeah, Ryan Braun, you see him out there in the outfield. It's obvious he plays for his offensive abilities. But you're right, Clevenger comes up big today with 3 for 4. Your key performer, so you're off to a very quick 3-0 start against me in our little competition. But today, Starlin Castro played well. Darwin Barney played well. Brian LaHare had a knock. He's hitting .375. So they're getting some offense. They just haven't been very good till today with runners in scoring position.
Well, but this is how it's going to, again, have to be. The Cubs getting together and doing it together. Combining walks, taking advantage of errors, using extra outs to get big base hits. There is not reliable power. Even Alfonso Soriano, who has been playing great and who we're applauding for going the other way, driving in 2 runs, breaking his bat, having a good at-bat. The driving force behind this offense this year is that they want to do it as a unit. It's taking the emphasis off the long ball. You lost 50 home runs from your corners last year. You did. It's a fact of life, and you're going to have to find a way to make up that offense. You're seeing what good pitching does. It keeps you in ball games, but you got to have the good offense too.
Time now for the Subway winning box score, and that is a Cub box score. Today, David DeJesus, a couple of knocks. Darwin Barney had a hit. In fact, everyone other than the pitcher had at least 1 knock in the lineup today. Big day for Steve Clevenger, 3 for 4, 2 doubles and a single. Reed Johnson, congratulations to Reed and his wife. They had a baby girl, Jordan, two mornings ago. So said he didn't get much sleep, but ready to go in the lineup for Marlon Byrd, who was struggling. And Reed delivered an RBI and a hit.
No, what is to complain with that winning box score? You got hits, everybody contributing. Again, only 2 extra base hits in the ballgame, 13 hits for the Cubs, 11 singles, but they strung them together. They had good bat after a good at-bat, and it put them in a position to knock Zach Greinke out of the ballgame. Anybody coming into this game today, you and I thought we were going to see a pitcher's duel, another 2-1 ball game, but no, the Cubs stepped up on getaway day. They brought their bats. They understood how badly they needed to win, and they showed up today.
And got the job done. All right, once again, our Cubs opinion poll question as we go to break. What do you think about Matt Garza? Is Matt Garza the person you'd like to see the Cubs with long term, or would you trade him for a package of highly touted prospects? Your thoughts? Yes or no? A or B? CSNChicago.com is the spot. We'll be back with results.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Horseshoe Casino. Nobody does more for the gambler than Horseshoe Casino. Just 20 minutes from downtown Chicago.
Table 1. They traveled all this way. Make it worth their while. Horseshoe Casino.
Play the escape game for your chance to win millions in prizes. Visit your local Horseshoe or play at TotalRewards.com.
Want total access to Major League Baseball? Then you need Xfinity and MLB Network. You'll get over 125 live regular season games with live look-ins from around the league, plus 24/7 inside access, so you're there for all of baseball's biggest stories. With Xfinity from Comcast, the best seat in the house is in your house. Sign up for the HD Premier XF Triple Play or ask about other bundles starting as low as $99 a month for a year. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call today.
It's time to make your mark. It's time to make a phone call with your voice instead of your fingers. It's time to pass gas stations instead of stopping at them. It's time to get directions at the touch of a button. It's time to trade up to the best Sierra ever. During GMC Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months when you purchase a 2012 Sierra. GMC Truck Month. Why just go when you can go pro?
Receive a text or email when you get a package from the UPS store. Another reason why small business loves logistics.
For all your shipping or printing needs, come to the UPS store on President's Day. We'll be open.
Now listen to me. I've seen you grow as players and grow as a team. And no matter what happens out there, you will walk out of this locker room better than when you walked in. Win or lose, you are all champions.
These have always been the rooms where teams are built, and Sports Authority will always supply just the right tools. Because we have everything for every team with unbeatable values. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Times are good, aren't they, kids? It's nice having you verse, isn't it? See, back in my day, we didn't have these newfangled wireless receivers. We had to watch basketball in the living room. That's where the TV outlet was. And if Mom was hosting a book club that day, guess what? You missed it. We couldn't just move the TV all willy-nilly all over the house. Kids today have it so good.
Okay. The new wireless receiver, only from AT&T. Get UVerse TV for $29 a month for 6 months. AT&T.
All right, we continue with our Horseshoe Casino Cubs post-game live show. Time for another bout of Tom Cooper, Discount Tire Interactive Suite. Coop?
Another bout of Tom Cooper doesn't sound really good, but I appreciate it, Cap. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, joining the conversation on CSNChicago.com, and everybody also follow along with Twitter with that hashtag, CubsPGL. Vinny Six has got one question. Obviously, the story of the game today, Holly, has been Matt Garza. Vinny Six wants to know, with an 8-run lead, why wouldn't you save Garza's arm and take him out of the game earlier? It's a long season.
Oh, it is a long season, but you're talking to what he's here to do, what Matt Garza wants. He wants to be out there. He wants to finish what he started, and he had an opportunity to do it. Everything was under control. The game was under control. You had a comfortable lead, and he in the post-game presser talked about it. He got one opportunity to do it, to get the outs, to make the plays, and he threw it in the seats. Bottom line, that's it. That's what Matt Garza's mad about. He's mad about throwing it in the seats. He can't go into another at-bat here, potentially have 12, 13 pitches, then get up into the 130s. You don't want to see that happen. Dale Swaim gave him his opportunity to get it done. He was in position to do it. Unfortunately, well, there it goes right there, a souvenir at the end of the ballgame.
You can't believe it. I just did that. What just happened?
Yeah.
And he was a little more colorful than that. Thank you for the question. Now, the poll question was, would you build around Garza or would you trade him for a package? 91% say build around Garza.
So love it. He's
Garza,
a pillar.
Samardzija, Dempster gives you 3 good arms at the top of your rotation.
I'm on board. That's part of my vote.
There you have it. So, all right. Also, do you realize if Matt Garza had not thrown, as you said, his one shot into the seats and had gotten the complete game shutout, it would be the Cubs' first April complete game shutout since Mark Pryor in April of 2003.
Now, I'm going to top you on that one. You know how Matt Garza, how good he's been? His last complete game was, I believe, September 22nd of 2011. So he has been in a great run. We talked about it in the pregame show, 4-0 in his last 7 starts with a 2.2 ERA. And guess what? That ERA is going down. He is taking it to the next level.
And by the way, it's been so long for the Cubs to have an April complete game shutout that the team that Pryor threw it against doesn't even exist anymore. It was the Expos. They're now Washington as the Nationals. Now, the pitching matchup for tomorrow is a doozy. Jeff Samardzija trying to follow up that opening start, which was just dirty, 8 2/3. And Castro made an error, cost him a complete game against Adam Wainwright, who's working his way back from Tommy John.
Oh, I'll tell you, it's going to be a challenge. Jeff Samardzija, this Cardinals team, boy, they're talented. They've been getting after it, getting good starting pitching themselves, playing good defense, timely hitting. Probably one of your better teams in the National League right now. Most people have them up there. Most people expect them to maybe win this division. Great opportunity for Jeff Samardzija to go out and show the world what he's all about. Has he answered the questions to date? Absolutely. Did he go into spring training and win a job? Absolutely. Was he dominant his first time out? He was on spot. He showed up. He's been great. But a greater challenge is right in front of him, and it's coming in today.
And by the way, he told me before the game, yes, he had trimmed his hair before his first start. So still long. He said, I trimmed it.
Barely.
Everyone needs to relax. Thank you for watching Horseshoe Casino Cubs post-game live. Great effort out of Matt Garza. Thanks to Tom Cooper in the Interactive Suite for Discount Tire. Todd Hollinsworth, I'm David Kaplan. You have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you on CTL. Coop.
Cubs Postgame Live is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Get everything you need for